Hello everybody. How are you? Welcome to my channel. So if you don't know me, my name's Tia. I have a horse ranch. The title of this channel is Tia Sletta, Journey of a Cowgirl, trying to get my life back, my fitness back as a middle-aged woman, as a middle-aged ranch girl. And anyway, I just wanted to chat a little bit today about how I'm going to do that, which is trying to get back in shape. So I'm going to kind of swing around here. Yes, I have a horse ranch. These are horse pens, pasture. I usually go on my daily walk out around the fields. So there's a lane we're going to go on, or I'm going to take you on and just chit chat about one of the things that I'm finding is important again. I used to be really active, but I put on in the last 15 years about 100 pounds, and it sucks, y'all. I don't know about you, but it seems like as the weight comes on, you start moving less, and yet that's what you really need. And hopefully the lighting here is not too bad. I'm just gonna take off my hat. Nope, it's too bright, so I'm gonna leave it on. So but yeah, movement and exercise, and that's what everybody says you need to do, is get out and exercise. But you know, when you're 100 pounds overweight, sometimes that's the last thing you feel like doing. So I've started walking again every day. My ranch just itself, if I just walk from the front of the ranch to the back, it's a long, skinny property. It's 42 acres, and it is a half a mile from front to back. So just walking, up and back is a mile. And if I do that a couple of times, plus I'm going to turn you around here because I don't think I can change. But as you see, there is orchards over here. So I can also walk the lanes around the orchards. Years ago, I say I ran. I was never a runner. I was a jogger. So I go slow, very slow. I don't think I got much faster than, I think my very fastest was like a 12-minute mile. And you can already tell I've been walking and I'm out of breath already, which sucks. But we're going to walk here along this lane. And here in a minute, you're going to see it behind me. So you can see this lane that goes, if I were to head back that way, down that way, over there, it goes all along our property, and it goes along this irrigation canal. So those of you who are not country people and you want to know what country living looks like, yes, we irrigate. I'm in Central Valley of California. California is pretty arid and would be like a desert if we didn't irrigate. So, but other than that, it is irrigation time, and my husband kind of flooded the horse paddocks over here. So we do what's called flood irrigation. But changing the topic back to what I'm doing is getting in some movement. So it used to be nothing for me to walk to the back of the property to catch horses off a pasture and bring them back in. So that was, round trip, especially if they were all the way to the back of that field in the very back, that's a good mile round trip each time. So if I did that 2 times a day, 3 times a day, even just doing that to go catch horses was getting me about 3 miles a day. And then 20 years ago, we got golf carts, and then kind of a 4Runner kind of thing. And so it was much easier to hop on that to head out to the back pasture to catch horses and lead them alongside. And it's funny because horses do get used to that. Well, then that set me up for not walking as much. So yeah, you stop moving. What does they say? If you don't move it, you lose it. Whatever. If you don't use it, you lose it. That's what it is. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. And I have. So I have no excuse other than poor habits and being lazy. I don't like to call myself lazy, but yeah, it is. It is lazy. Yeah, so I said about irrigation. It is literally flooded because we do what's called flood irrigation on our pastures. And then the orchard, those are almond trees. So if you're not from this part of California and you eat almonds, or anywhere you live in the world, this is probably where your almonds are coming from. The majority of the world's almonds come from California, Central Valley. So we have a lot of almonds. That used to be cattle pasture over there, but not anymore. They put in almonds about 7 years ago, and it's okay. It's different, but I'm very blessed that I have this path to get out and walk on every day. Again, I can also take this lane that I'm on that goes around the outskirts of our property. So on the other side of the pasture here, and the pasture looks really crazy because the grass is really tall. So see, you can barely see a horse over there. I don't know if you can see him, and it goes around. There's the back pasture, big tree shelter. But we have a lane that goes all the way around the pastures, and we have a couple that crisscross in between. It's just over there's a lot more weeds. It's a little bit harder to walk. We keep them mowed, but there's also mosquitoes, and it's not as fun. But if I were to do that all the way around, I drove it one time, it is a little over a mile to do that whole loop. So I could do the whole loop around and just do that a couple of times. But I'm working back up to trying to get to my 3 miles. I know I need to get to walking about an hour every day. And right now I'm up to 30 minutes a day. Well, it is an hour. So I do 30 minutes sometime during the early part of the day. I should have done it earlier today, and 30 minutes the later part of the day. My doctor told me, is like, I want you to get an hour of exercise a day, regardless of what it is. He said, I'd like you to walk for an hour a day. And then 3-4 days a week, I want you to get in the gym or do some weights at home, buy some weights, and do heavyweight strength training, as heavy as I can do. So I'm going to work on that. I just started a challenge with another YouTuber on here at The Fabulous Life. So check him out, Chris at The Fabulous Life. He's awesome. And you really need to subscribe to his channel because he's the best. He used to have a channel before that called, I think it was called The Fabulous Body. But he's really encouraging, very helpful. And he challenged a bunch of us to get in this Halloween challenge, either lose some weight or to do body recomp. And me, I gotta lose the weight. There might be some muscle under there somewhere, but it's got a lot of fat over the top. So I'm starting off my walks. I'm trying to do 30 minutes in the morning, earlier part of the day, and 30 minutes after dinner. And going to the gym today. Just started a new gym. We have quite a few around here. The difficult thing living in the country is, unlike, say, I watch The Fabulous Life, Chris's channel. He lives in New York City, and he can walk to pretty much everywhere he wants to go, take a subway. Me, out on a ranch, it's driving. So the closest gym is a 20-minute drive away. Well, I shouldn't say that. The closest gym is only about a 10-minute drive away. It's on the outskirts of my town, closest town, Oakdale. But it doesn't offer a lot. So I just decided to join, and the other ones are expensive as well. So I gotta have a budget. And if you're like that and you need to be on a budget, do it. Do whatever works for you. I personally was thinking of just buying a bunch of equipment, because in the long run, it's like you're looking spending between $25 and $45, $50 a month on a gym membership. You know, I could save up that money and buy equipment. But I know myself, I need community. I need people to work out with. So going to a gym, to me, I like it. I used to go all the time. I used to be a total gym rat, but that's a long time ago, like 20 years ago. I just have to work it into my schedule. Because again, so a 20-minute drive away, my gym I go to is 20 minutes away. Driving, depends on traffic. And then that round trip is 40 minutes, and then work out an hour. I have to kind of plan for maybe like 2 hours of my day for that, which can be tough because I'm 57, I'm married, I don't have kids, but we have all these animals to take care of. And it's not just my horses. I'm gonna switch, my arm's tired. We take care of horses for other people as well. So our business is a horse boarding and training facility. So I still teach riding lessons, I still do some training, but one of my biggest whys for losing the weight other than getting healthy is I really want to be active with my horses again and being able to do a lot more training again. And at 57 years old, I need a healthy, fit body to do it. So I could care less. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm not doing this to get super skinny to be some fitness model, because that ain't gonna happen. Like I said, I'm 57 years old, but I want to be fit again. Like I said in my intro video, I want my fitness back. I want to be able to do the things I love, which are outdoor sports. And when I say outdoor sports, it's probably not what people consider sports. I'm not playing tennis, I'm not playing soccer, I'm not playing softball or anything like that. Is showing horses, riding English, jumping. Just look up on YouTube channels of jumping on horses, and if anybody tries to tell you horse riding is not a sport, go watch those and tell me those people are not athletes, because it's difficult to do. I used to play polo a little bit. I want to do that. I used to also snow ski in the winter, all winter long, like every weekend. Sometimes I'd go half day during the middle of the week because I had a season pass. And I work all morning at the ranch teaching, and then I take off and go skiing afternoon. Or I take off in the morning, go ski till lunchtime, have lunch, come home, work at the ranch. So I don't know, skiing's expensive these days, but I want to get back into skiing, backpacking in the summer. I live right on the edge of the Sierra Nevada mountains here in California. So I'm here in the Central Valley, on the eastern side of the valley. And I can be in the mountains in an hour and a half. So if I wanted to go to Yosemite is only 2.5 hours away. It's beautiful, beautiful. The Sierras are gorgeous. Hiking trails, again, backpacking, camping, love all that stuff. I used to also be into rock climbing when I was a kid, when I was younger, mountain climbing. I don't know if I'll get back into that, but all those things I miss and I can't do. So I gotta get active. So this challenge just kind of kickstarted me. Not sure how I'll do, but it's working to get my butt out here on this path, walking on this lane. And so, yeah, I'm going to do some videos and take you guys for a walk out in the beautiful country of Central Valley of California. If you do not live in California, a lot of times people go, oh, are you close to Hollywood? Or, I travel other parts of the country. Not so much on the West Coast, because West Coast are people like Oregon, Washington, Nevada, Arizona. They all know what California is like. But you get on the East Coast or you go to Europe, people, the only parts of California they know really are what they see in the movies. They know Hollywood. They know Los Angeles. And that's a whole nother part of the state. We don't even claim it as part of our state. If you learn anything about California, Northerners don't like Southerners. Southerners don't like Northerners. It's just, isn't that the way it is everywhere in the world, though? Everybody likes their own little place. But the Central Valley of California is probably more closely related to, in the looks and the culture and everything else, to probably the Midwest of the country. It's very flat. The valley is big. It's the largest valley, I think, in most of the world. It used to be an inland lake, and it's hundreds and hundreds of miles. I don't know how many hundreds of miles it is long from north to south. And it's not quite 100 miles wide, maybe 80, 70 miles wide. And it's pretty wide. So long, very flat, very, very flat. But you can see the mountains on most days. It's too smoky and hazy, though. We have big fires up in our mountains. Normally, back here, this time of year, you can see the mountains. You can see the Sierra Nevada mountains. And then, well, the orchards, you can't see the other mountains on the coast side. But normally, they stand out really sharply here. But we have some really big wildfires going on right now, which I know that's the part about California people see, and they're like, oh, man, hey, well, you guys are crazy. You don't take care. Anyway, I don't want to get into the politics of it. But, yeah, being in a very arid climate, not a lot of rain. We've been in a drought for years. And we had some bad thunder and lightning storms last week. So there's some big fires raging. Sadly, I have friends that live up there, and they've lost everything. There's a very old historic little town called Chinese Camp. And unfortunately, almost the entire town burned down. I think the general store is still there. I think a gas station is still there, and that's it. Most of the houses burned, everything burned. So please pray for this part of California. But yeah, because of all the smoke, you can't see the mountains. But yeah, so Central Valley, it's very flat. It's farmland. You're more than likely be driving down a country road and get traffic jam backed up behind a tractor or combine going down the road. So kind of like in the Midwest. not what you think of as Southern California. But yeah, that's our part of California, and I'm walking too slow here. I need to get my pace up, but I'm going to be sharing a little bit more. If you have any questions, say hi. And what are you doing? Everybody, I think, needs to get more movement in their life. So me, I'm going to do my walks every day, try to get in the gym 3 days a week, for like 4 days a week, but I'm going to shoot for 3 days a week for right now. And then if it's too hot or if it's raining later in the winter, we don't get rain in the summer, only in the winter. But, you know, if it's bad weather, I do have kind of a little home gym set up. I have a bike, an exercise bike. I'm thinking of getting either one of those walking pads because I want to keep up my walking. I don't really love a bike, but yeah, that's me. That's what I'm doing. So anyway, enjoy, get some movement in, go for a walk if you can. The best thing to do is to get out in nature and go for a walk. I would love to go up in the mountains and go for a walk. I'm thinking maybe next weekend. The weather's starting to cool off here finally. We can have very hot summers. Last weekend it was about 104. This weekend, all week it's in the 80s. So I'm like, please stay that way. So I'm thinking I'm gonna head up to Sierras. Pretty soon it's gonna start snowing up there. So we want to get up there before it's too bad, and I can still do some hikes. So anyway, take care. And again, subscribe, say hi, hit the thumbs up, share with your friends. I don't know, I'm new to this. So if you look at this and go, you don't know what you're doing, you're right, I don't know what I'm doing. So have an amazing day. Bye-bye.